Ever felt that digital declutter? That urge to simplify your online life, to trim the fat from the various accounts you've accumulated over time? Maybe it's an old social media profile you haven't touched in years, or perhaps it's a productivity tool that no longer fits your workflow. Today, we're tackling one such potential candidate for your digital decluttering efforts, your Nuggs account. Now, before we dive into the how-to, let's take a moment to understand why you might be considering saying goodbye to Nuggs in the first place. Nuggs, for those unfamiliar, was a popular subscription-based email client known for its clean interface, powerful features like snooze, send later, and read receipts, and its cross-platform compatibility. It aimed to be the inbox of the future, streamlining your email experience and boosting productivity. However, the digital landscape is constantly evolving. New email clients emerge, existing ones add features, and personal preferences shift. Perhaps you've found a new email workflow that suits you better, one that integrates seamlessly with other tools you use daily. Maybe the subscription model no longer aligns with your budget or needs. Or perhaps, and this is perfectly valid, you simply feel it's time for a change. Whatever your reason, deciding to delete an online account, even one as seemingly central as an email client, is a valid choice. It's about taking control of your digital footprint and ensuring that the services you use truly serve your current needs. But here's the crucial question: how do you actually go about deleting your Nuggs account? Unlike simply uninstalling an app from your phone or computer, deleting an account often involves a more deliberate process to ensure your data is removed and your subscription, if any, is canceled. Unfortunately, this is where things get a little complicated. As many of you might already know, Nuggs was acquired by Essential Products in 2018 and subsequently shut down in 2020. The service is no longer operational, and new subscriptions are not possible. So, if Nuggs is no longer active, why are we even talking about deleting an account? Well, there are a couple of potential scenarios and important considerations to address. Firstly, you might have lingering data associated with your past Nuggs usage. Even though the service is defunct, you might still be concerned about any personal information that might be stored on their servers. While companies typically have data retention policies and procedures for when services are shut down, understanding what might still exist is a valid concern. Secondly, you might have had an active subscription at the time of the shutdown. While most subscription services automatically cease billing when they are discontinued, it's always wise to double-check and ensure you haven't been inadvertently charged for a service that no longer exists. So, while you can't actively delete a currently active Nuggs account in the traditional sense, because the service is no longer running, here's what you need to consider and the steps you might want to take to address any lingering concerns. 1. Review past subscription information. If you were a paying Nuggs subscriber, dig through your past emails and payment statements. Look for any records of your subscription, billing dates, and cancellation confirmations if you had previously canceled. This will help you ensure that you haven't been charged after the service was discontinued. If you find any unexpected charges, you'll need to contact your payment provider, bank or credit card company, to dispute them, providing them with evidence that the service is no longer operational. 2. Check for associated accounts. Did you link your Nuggs account to any other services or applications? Some apps allow you to sign in using third-party accounts. Review the settings of your other online services to see if Nuggs is listed as a connected application. If it is, you might want to revoke access to sever any potential lingering connections, even though the Nuggs service itself is down. This is a good general security practice for any defunct service you might have used in the past. 3. Consider contacting Essential Products, if possible. While Essential Products, the company that acquired Nuggs, also ceased operations in 2020, it might be worth doing a quick search for any remaining contact information. This is a long shot, but if you have specific concerns about your data, you could attempt to reach out and inquire about their data handling procedures for the now-defunct Nuggs service. Be prepared that you might not receive a response, but it's an option if you have significant privacy concerns. 4. Focus on local data. If you used the Nuggs app on your phone or computer, any locally stored data would likely have been removed when you uninstalled the application. However, it's always a good practice to double-check. On your computer, look for any remaining Newton folders in your application support directories or program files. On your phone, ensure the app is completely uninstalled. 5. Update connected email accounts. Newton was an email client that connected to your existing email accounts, Gmail, Outlook, etc. Deleting Newton, which has already happened, doesn't delete your actual email accounts. Ensure you are still able to access your primary email accounts directly through their respective platforms, e.g., Gmail website or app. You might want to review the security settings of these primary email accounts and ensure there are no unusual access permissions granted to third-party applications that you no longer recognize. The nuance of defunct services. The situation with Newton highlights a crucial aspect of our digital lives. Online services can and sometimes do shut down. When this happens, the process of deleting your account becomes less about actively interacting with the service and more about understanding the implications of the shutdown and taking steps to secure any lingering connections or data on your end. It's a reminder to be mindful of the services we sign up for and to periodically review our active accounts. Consider what data you are entrusting to these platforms and what the process might be if you ever decide to leave or if the service ceases to exist. While the direct steps for deleting an active Newton account are no longer applicable, the principles of reviewing subscriptions, checking connected accounts, and being mindful of your data remain important for managing your overall digital footprint. Think of this as a digital archaeology exercise. You're not actively deleting something that's currently running, but rather examining the remnants of a service you once used and ensuring everything is in order on your end. So, while you won't find a delete account button for Newton anymore, by following these steps, you can address any potential lingering issues and ensure you've taken reasonable measures to manage your past association with the service. It's about being proactive in your digital hygiene, even when a service has faded into the digital past. With that said, thanks for watching and until next time.